Well, we have Heather at BTC, and we have our friends at Taim Falafel Shack. We have Katie Tolson from Seeds on Hudson. Everyone knows Michelle from Harper's in St. George. Kate Solomon Sanders, best cook teacher in the world, and of course Dina. So I think if it's okay, let's begin. And I know that not everyone has a lot of time on a Monday morning, but I thought that we would start, Barbara, if we could start with you, would you just go over with us for our little gang here, the events schedule? Is that a good way to start for this spring?
Sure. The next thing that we're planning is a Words on Hudson event on March 31st, and that is under the auspices of a Friday Night Live, but we keep the streets open, and it's usually indoors. In the past, we've done it at Velo Bike Shop, and any business owner that wanted to open a word-themed event like poetry readings, board games, etc. Nobody has raised their hand to host an event at their place of business, so we're doing it at the community center so far, unless anyone else has an idea for an event and wants to join in. And it's going to also be concurrently a celebration of Amada, who is retiring. The owner of Galapagos Bookstore is retiring on the 31st of March, closing the shop that day. So what we did is, since we usually have authors do readings on that night, we're in the process of reaching out to authors. Well, there's some authors that, you know, we had reached out to already, but then we realized it was going to be also the day that her shop was closing. I asked her for some names of authors that were dear to her. And so Peter Siss is going to do a reading. Ed Young is in the process of confirming, and I hope he says yes. A couple of the other authors that she was close to, like Jim Howe and Ronnie Schotter, are out of town, but are sending me notes. I just got Ronnie's note to read out loud. The mayor will write a proclamation for her. I'm sure she'll make it a day in the village, and she and we'll have, you know, a cake and champagne, similar to what we did for Maud on her 30th anniversary of her business. So it'll be similar to that. And the other writers so far, Steve Zeitlin, Rachel Weinberg, and we're waiting to hear Lynn Schmeidler, who lives in Dobbs Ferry, is a great writer. I'm waiting to hear back from about two other people. Steve Zeitlin's going to bring the Poemobile downtown and park it outside. And I think the first hour is going to be like a Scrabble contest. Like we'll probably, Lisa's going to buy a bunch of Scrabble games, maybe some Boggle, some Extreme Boggle, which is what my computer is resting on because I'm an addict. But anyway,
my kids and I are too.
What's that?
And my kids and I are too. It's like a
oh good, we have to play. Anyway, I'd like to give out some prizes. So I know there's if anyone would like to donate a gift certificate from their business, I'd like to give out prizes to the game winners that night. That would be really nice, and I'll publicize whoever does that. So
I can do that.
Oh, thank you.
Anyone can do that.
Excellent. So yeah, so I'm looking for like 5 or 6 total, so that's great. And then I'll be making that, I'll have that flyer made this week, so I'll be promoting that. It'll be an hour of gaming followed by 2 hours where there'll be readings from authors, a celebration of Amada, and a proclamation from the mayor, and a toast. So that's what that evening is. That's March 31st, Friday night, 6 to 9. And then and this is all on destinationhastings.org webpage. On April 23rd, we're going to close Warburton Avenue from 12 to 4, and that's going to be a spring thing / Earth Day celebration. So anyone who
April 24th or May 24th?
April 23rd.
April 23rd. Okay, so it's
Sunday. Yeah.
So wait, I had April 23rd as Words on Hudson. When was Words on
Hudson? March 31st is Words on Hudson. It's
got it. Thank you.
Flyer done this week. We can promote it starting the end of this week. It'll be promoted 3 weeks out, which is fine for an event in a village.
Okay.
And
if you would send me those flyers for any of those events, I'll add them to the Chamber of Commerce website.
Okay, I will. They're all being made. I mean, this one's not being made yet because I want to confirm the other authors, but the Earth Day Spring Thing flyer is in production. I do need music for the Earth Day Spring Thing event, and the people working on that, Haven, Lisa O'Reilly, myself, there's a couple of other people working on it. They would like me to reach out to the schools and see if any of the school groups could perform, because that always brings a nice crowd. I haven't heard back from any of the music teachers. I don't know, Heather, if you have anyone that would want to perform.
My question was it the 23rd of April or the 24th of April? Was it the Sunday or the Monday?
No, it's Sunday. It's on
okay.
Sunday. Our main date, what's that?
Now, our gala is on the Monday, so I don't
Oh,
know if
you'll
I'll
be a
be
little-
able to get, but
Yeah,
I'll write it down if I can.
let me write that down too. If you want me to promote the gala, like if you're looking for anything, support for that, let me know.
And
That's
yes,
14.
I've actually personally, I'm on the board and I've been hustling donations.
Okay,
for
and is it
the-
at Harvest again, you guys? Are you doing it?
it's at Harvest, and I will also put that in the events calendar today for the chamber.
And just while I'm speaking, Barb, I would have been happy to have something at BTC on the 31st, but it's the opening night of Drood.
Okay,
So
All right.
our schedules are like,
we always are packed like right on top of each other.
yeah.
And the 23rd has a rain date of the 30th, but we should just plan for people who think they can be there on the 23rd, obviously.
Can
Okay,
I
so
ask you really quick?
Yeah.
Can I ask you about the logistics of the 23rd? Is it Warburton again from Main Street to what, post office lot?
before the post office lot.
Okay,
That lot is still open for time, and for people to park at that end.
got it.
So, yeah, and we're gonna do electric vehicles. All the community groups are involved in earth and sustainability related things, because it's like an Earth Day Spring Thing combo event. And similar to what we did last year. So we're revamping the flyer to be the same as last year, just instead of listing the I'm sorry, my bird is really loud. Is that really annoying? You guys hear the bird? Okay. Okay, I'm on a call. Anyway, what was I gonna say? So it's just gonna say live music, and we'll fill that, we'll promote who it is when we know. So I've reached out to the music teachers. If they don't have a group or a chorus group or anything that wants to do anything that day, then I will reach out to local bands who are always asking to play. So it'll be fine. And then after that is Friday Night Pride. And let me look at I don't have my calendar in front of me, but let me open it. So it's the first Friday night in June, though. And we're making a rain date the second Friday night in June, because there's so much work that goes into that we don't want it to cancel.
So it's the first Friday night in June?
Second, so it's June 2nd with a rain date of June 9th. Yeah, we were gonna have a meeting on Friday with Jen and Brian, Jen Bonaventura and Brian Harris, who are the two of the key people on that committee, but Lisa had an emergency at the community center and library. I don't know if there was an email about that. There was a bed bug emergency in the village, and so they canceled that meeting. So we'll have it soon. But that is going to be the same thing as last year. I don't know if Joanne is planning to do something to kick it off at the Goodwitch with the parade again. That was awesome. That's what we were going to discuss. So I'll find out soon.
Okay.
So those are the three downtown events that are planned. We also planned a spring sidewalk sale. I have to pull up my own destination Hastings. I was having internet problems this morning, so I couldn't get anything up. Let's see. I have the spring sidewalk sale. It's all on destinationhastings.org as May 14th. Well, she put Sunday, May 14th. It should be a Saturday. I have to fix that. Hold on. So it should be Saturday, May 13th.
Okay.
I'll change that. Change sidewalk sale. I have to check all the other dates, make sure they're right on there. Anyway, and then Hastings on Jazz is going to kick off again. And we have David Janeway who's going to lead that. There'll be free concerts on Sundays, and the start date of that is going to be June 4th. They're going to go through August 13th, except July 4th weekend, so nothing on July 2nd. And those are free concerts from 3 to 5:30, right in the center of the village. It starts to get a really big crowd as the summer.
It does.
Yeah.
It's as the ice cream shop down the way from it, it's actually a great draw. It's really lovely. Lots of people come in from out of town for it.
Yeah, it's really grown in popularity. And it depends if it's scorchingly hot or not as well. But yeah, when it's a nice weather, it's great. Borough 6 has been setting up a little stand for hot dogs. Ellen's open, the pizza places are open. I know it's not a day everyone's open, but it does add vitality to the downtown for the people who are. And then we have the 3 summer concerts at Down by Harvest, which are free to the public. And those are July 11th, 18th, and 25th. And I'm happy to say, though it hasn't been announced yet, I'll share with you guys, the bands are all booked for that. On the 11th, it's going to be Radio Free Honduras coming back from Chicago, because they didn't get the full outdoor set last year and they want another chance at that. The second group is Spite and Dival is reuniting. They haven't played in 5 years, but their bass player moved back and they've agreed to do a set, and they're going to invite the horn section from that group that Joanna had at the Goodwitch for the Pride event, a few of the horn players, and they're going to be fantastic. So that's the 18th. You have a question, Ellen?
No, I don't.
And the 25th is going to be Nefesh Mountain, which is a becoming very popular bluegrass band with Jewish roots.
What was their name?
They're
Nefesh,
amazing.
N-E, what's that?
They're amazing. I
Yeah.
saw them live in the
Can you
fall.
spell that
They're
for me?
so good. It's
Nefesh, Nefesh Mountain. And they are so good. They play everything from like temple events to, they just debuted at the Grand Ole Opry down in Nashville,
Awesome.
in Tennessee. And they, and all the, like so many of the bluegrass greats, from Tony Trishka, who played for us last year, to Brian Sutton and Jerry Douglas and Sam Bush have recorded with them. They're extremely well respected in the bluegrass community, and they weave some of their Jewish roots in musically, and it's just, they're fantastic. I saw them, I went to see them last month, Kate, just to see if I wanted to book them, and
oh, they are
Yeah.
so nice too, but they are
they're so nice.
crazy talented.
Yes, and they command a really high fee depending on who's booking them. And I have my limited village budget, but we bonded and they said yes, and they're coming. So it's
Good
gonna be
job.
great.
That's
Thank you.
awesome, Barb. I love them.
No, I'm so happy to hear that. A
Yeah.
lot of people are saying that to me. A few
Yeah,
other
they're-
people in town. Our cantor, Robin
voices
Joseph,
are-
is like, oh my God, they're amazing.
They are.
Other friends of mine here have said that too. So I'm so glad to hear that. Yeah, thank you. And then I've already gone ahead and secured the Polkadelphia group to come back for Oktoberfest because everyone really loved them and they book up for October. So they're coming on Friday, October 13th for a Boulanger Plaza Oktoberfest Main Street Fire Department thing again. And those are the things. And then we'll do the typical things we do for the holidays. I've been asking around to see if people would be interested in a village crawl again, and I'm not getting a 100% buy-in from restaurant owners. And I know post-COVID, we've never wanted to bring it back, since COVID's actually not really post-COVID totally, but I'm wondering, so this is just planting a seed. If anyone has an idea for anything they would think we should add into, December, from anywhere, Thanksgiving, like a village, like a holiday market, or, any of those things. Go ahead.
This
Yeah.
is kind of along those lines of it. I think that what the chamber has planned can kind of supplement that. And I don't know if there's a way, maybe we can talk after this since it's far out, of coordinating the holiday trolley around it. We also added the Taste local event last year, which we're going to bring back, and it was really popular. We're talking about doing a trolley, like a ghost tour in October. And then obviously we have the trolley for the Taste event. So maybe we can talk separately about like how to incorporate those a little bit more in your schedule. I know when we asked for money from the village originally for the trolley last year, the Taste event, it was, after you set your budget, but they told us to ask you first. So I think maybe we should talk and see if there's a way to work in the events that we're doing into the same budget and go that route. Cause I think that's what the mayor would prefer. But we can talk separately about it. But we're certainly planning things that are going to supplement, and happy to like be the work on that end. Yeah, no, I appreciate that. And I didn't know that was the idea, to try to do that during budget season. I just wanted to share that Lisa is like the budget has been submitted, but nothing's been completely finalized, I don't think. So we should talk after and maybe talk to Lisa about if there's any room in there. Sometimes she builds in some wiggle room, so there may already be some room in there, but we should talk about that. And then if like maybe, I don't know, maybe on the day of the trolley, what if there was a holiday pop-up market in Hastings, so that when the trolley got here, people could go to that, and then we could help fund it that way too. I don't know. Let's think about it, Michelle, because.
Yeah, I mean, I think we would prefer for Hastings in particular. This is different for other villages because they don't have quite the retail presence. But for Hastings, I think we'd prefer not to compete with the retail businesses. The holiday trolley is really for them, and to increase foot traffic for them. So I think we'd want to just because Hastings has such a great retail presence that you've built, we wouldn't want to compete with that in Hastings. We do like the HUDCO thing happens in Dobbs Ferry because there really otherwise isn't a lot of shopping destinations in that village. So
I was thinking out loud about would it be like for the merchants in Hastings to maybe have a tent and to have some of them bring some of their wares over, like for them, not for outside vendors or anything like that. But I don't know if that makes sense. People, I mean, I've brought it up in the past and people just want to be in their own shop. They have limited staff and And the trolley does bring people to town anyway, to the village anyway, so to walk around and just visit them at their shop. So maybe, yeah, maybe that's not the thing. I don't know. Yeah. All right, but just thinking out loud. Let's talk.
Yeah, we should definitely have more conversations. Maybe Vance, I don't know, Dina can say from the chamber. And I mean, I am, as you might know, I'm supporting some of like the bringing the larger events back, even though I'm the immediate past president. But you know, Vance, you know, might want to be in on the conversation also. And I just have to run into a doctor's appointment, but I wanted to put one question out there, and I can get the answer later if you guys don't want to answer it right now. I'm just curious, after that meeting that we had with Mary Beth, if there's been any other conversation about outdoor dining this year, or if it's been tabled, you know.
I don't know.
But
If she,
I
I
like
don't know.
need direct conversation with that.
Yeah, she hasn't given me any additional feedback. She said after hearing everyone else's that she would obviously take into consideration and come back with a proposal that tried to meet some of people's needs, you know, so, but she hasn't come back with it yet. But she did appreciate hearing everything, and I think it made a difference. We'll find out exactly. I don't think it's been tabled, but I just don't, you know, she's had to get the budget done and other things, so.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. I know you have to run. The only other thing I would want to share, and you might be interested in this, Michelle, too, really quickly, is something that I think she said it's okay to start sharing, and I have been sharing with some people, is that Lisa from Chelsea's might want to retire next year. Chelsea's Dry Goods on the corner of Main and Warburton. So I don't know that I would put this in, if you guys don't mind, in anything that's being sent out widely. Like, I'm not posting this on Facebook or anything yet, because she's just sharing it because she wants people to think about anyone who might want to take over her business or part of her business or her space. She could divide it. She could keep it the same size. She's the landlord of the building. So and she's very open to working with someone who might want to transition the shop, or, you know, so there's different possibilities. So with Galapagos closing and a couple of people raising their hands, 3 or 4 people reaching out to me saying they would like to have a bookstore. Obviously I've told them about Galapagos, and I can put anyone in touch with the landlord for Galapagos, which is the same landlord as Clockwork Records and the former karate studio. The landlord, they're going to put in their own, the husband is a contractor, they're going to put in their own showroom for his kitchen and work, etc. And there's no, I've tried to talk to him, tried to talk to him about Velo and other places that were looking for spaces, but they want to do their own business, so I have no influence over that. But she's also a realtor, so she's handling the Galapagos property herself, the wife and the couple, and I'm happy to connect anyone with her. I have some insight as to the space and what they might want to charge and all of that. And but that's rather small. So, you know, Chelsea, there's a possibility for that as well, or some kind of combination business. So there are people who are already chatting with her and exploring it. So that's just, yeah. So it's just, you know, between us and anyone else I'm telling, or you tell, but I just not gonna, we shouldn't put it like on social media and stuff like that yet.
Got it.
She's not looking for that moment, but she's trying to spread the word.
Okay. All
Okay.
right. Well, I know that we have a couple other events that are not necessarily in your purview, but are coming up in the village. We do have Hastings Flea returning on the 18th of April. So that will be in the train station parking lot, as always. I know that she has, I think, 2 other dates potentially planned for this year, but I'm not certain if they're confirmed with the village yet. River Arts annual music tour comes back Saturday, the 3rd of June. I will say, as a a shingle holder downtown, that is a really marvelous day for downtown traffic. And I'm personally very excited about that. I know the Hastings Farmers Market is on their winter schedule still, which is the 1st and 3rd Saturdays of the month. And they continue to do that through May 20th with their summer weekly season starting on Saturday, the 3rd, also at the train station parking lot. And I am a board member of Broadway Training Center, along with our incredible development person here, Heather. And we have a fundraiser gala that's helping with building expansion, scholarships, and the like. Was it? No, not wrong. I'm saying it wrong.
It's okay. It's for operating costs. It's our annual event for operating costs for the school.
It's like we mentioned earlier, it is a gala on Monday, the 24th at Harvest on Hudson. The school has more than 300 students. It pulls from all over Westchester County. In the summer, it even pulls from the city and is growing, and it's exciting. So if any of you would consider donations to our gala, whether it's raffle items or even decor, certificates of any kind, we'd be very, very grateful. And I will hustle you all individually. But those are the other events that I have on my calendar at the moment. I'm going to toss it to Dina. Is there anything else I'm not thinking about that the chamber has to announce coming up?
No, I think you got it all. I know last year with the River Arts Tour, we did the Taste event, Taste Local event at that time.
That was the studio tour.
That
not
was
the
a studio
tour.
tour. That's right.
Yeah.
It was a studio tour. Because I thought, yeah, that doesn't make sense because it was October.
But yeah, River Arts does a studio tour in the fall, which is also a huge driver to Hastings
Yeah.
businesses.
That one
really
makes more
busy that day.
sense.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the one. No, I think everything else you covered, Ellen.
Heather?
I just wanted to ask a question. It's for personal BTC reasons, but I just heard June 3rd mentioned as part of the River Arts Day for their music
is.
festival. And I just got an inquiry because sometimes we do small party events at Broadway Training Center on our campus. And we usually direct people to park at the Metro North parking lot. And someone has inquired with me about the June 3rd date. And I'm wondering if that means the parking lot that day.
So actually, the back of that parking lot will be occupied by the Hastings Farmers Market
On June 3rd.
on June 3rd.
In the evening?
No, that Hastings Farmers Market, they're usually broken down by 2 p.m.
Right, but then it was also mentioned the music, River Arts music happening that day. And I didn't know sometimes there are locations used like
Not using
locally.
that location, yeah.
Yeah, they don't usually use the train station as location. They often use people's backyards and businesses.
Okay, I
and
just wanted to
parks.
check. I wanted to make sure that I wasn't.
I just
was
met
understanding.
with Josh Sunnywick the other day about that, so I can text him and ask him if they'll be using it. I don't think they are, but I can
That'd be
double-
great. Thanks, Dan. I also have his contact, so thank you.
Okay.
I just want to make sure I wasn't complicating anything for myself or anybody else.
I mean, people do, there'll be people coming from out of town, so there may be more people parking in it that day, but it's pretty big, so.
Oh, I also
Now,
heard-
sometimes I didn't know if there was like a stage set up or something.
yeah.
There's been
Oh,
things
yeah,
like that in the
yeah.
past for other events. So, okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Double check
Thank
with-
you.
I was trying.
Actually, Dan, you have with Andrew in the past. Are you still involved in it? The bike rodeo?
No, Andrew stepped down. Andrew had dragged me into it, and then he stepped down last year. So I don't know who's running it now.
Okay, all right.
He was one and done. He was.
Is there a little league parade this year?
Yeah. I don't know the date, but I'll hang on.
All right.
I stepped down as president. So
Okay. Because
Dan,
you
how are these-
Dan wears a lot of hats. Dan, you have a lot going on. My son
I
thinks
do, and
that
I know,
Dan
and
is
that's why I
Superman.
know. That's why I know no details ever. Hang on one second. Go ahead. It's in here somewhere. I'll find it.
Okay, that's fine. I also
I have a question for Barb before I forget, in case I have to jump off. Barb, do you know if there's any talk in Hastings about the downtown improvement grant? I attended the meeting last week, and I'm not sure if I think Mary Beth was on the call, but we didn't discuss anything afterwards.
Yeah,
Have you
haven't
heard
gotten
anything?
an update from her yet either, no.
Okay,
I've
okay, just
at the end
curious.
of the week too, so maybe I'll be talking to her
Yeah.
soon.
Well, I think the application is due by March 31st, and we would have to do it. I think the village applies, but they have to do it alongside the chamber. So
Right.
whatever we can do, we need to, obviously
Yeah,
I
I
would
went
be
to our
involved.
grant writer to see what was going on with it, but I hadn't heard back, so.
Okay, thanks.
Okay.
She was on the call, yeah.
On April 15th is the Little League Parade.
okay, got it. Thank you.
They'll be shutting down Warburton will be shut down from 8 to 9 roughly.
All right, and then I forgot to mention that the Cherry Blossom Festival is coming back to the little pocket park on Villard Avenue on May 22nd. I don't have the exact time for it yet.
That is a lovely little event.
I don't have the exact time for it,
Yeah.
but I will find out. I'll find out from the ordinance.
Yeah, and Antonelli and Dan, you know, on April 23rd, the fire department's gonna do a cookout. On April 23rd for the Earth Day spring thing. Those are nice days to have tables outside and, you know, be part of that event any way you'd like.
Oh,
So,
great. I'll let Simon know. We don't need special permission to throw a couple tables out for an event?
no, because the street's closed and we're
They
hoping,
want us to throw those out.
yeah, Ellen will
Okay.
do it. It'll be a nice
I do
part,
like the
you know, it'll
tent
make
and
the
the
end
big
of town very
grass and make
festive
it
if
look
you
like a
guys.
garden.
I'm sorry, Barbara, what's the event again?
It's a spring
Spring
thing,
thing.
and Earth Day celebration on April 23rd, rain date April 30th. And I know you could move some tables over if you want, you know, to where the street's closed, or you could just have some, you know, be outside.
What
And we're-
time
It's on a
does it start?
Sunday.
It's 12 to 4 and it's on a Sunday. Yeah.
Or close
How are things going
Yeah.
at Uncle Lefty's? I have a question for Dan. It's been, how long has it been now since you've been open?
June 1st will be a year.
Wow.
Yeah, we stopped having to pay to keep it open about 3 months ago.
Got
So
it.
that's great. We figure we'll make our construction money back in 500 weeks. We just came up with that number.
Okay.
But no, it's been great. It's been the community, it's been kind of the community hang. My only goal was to bring like those that will never step foot in Bread and Brine and those that will never step foot in Southside Club together and get off of Facebook.
That's
Mhm.
hilarious.
So it's working.
You're doing a good deed.
Good
I'm
mix.
trying.
Once you do that, it will eliminate the need for 10706.
I hope you're right. I hope you're right. Two people were banned in the last 2 weeks. For the first time ever, 2 people were banned in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, the only thing is a lot of people don't like to say things to people's face. They'd rather hide behind social media.
Yeah, so
We
if
can't
you
have-
run into me,
Don't join any of those things. There's no.
Yeah.
if
I
you
am a
run into
member
me
of
in
no
person,
group.
I'll tell you who got banned. Um,
I don't even let it know.
But no, thank you for asking. It's going great. I've got another business venture that my patio money has been tied up in.
Oh, yeah.
Hoping that'll be resolved in the next month or so, and then we can move forward with that.
That'd be
That'll
great.
be good. Yeah, let me
So,
know and I'll help announce
fingers
it. Like,
fingers crossed.
Cool. Excellent.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, don't have, what's
Penny
that?
Liquor's 10 years old on June 1st.
Wow, that's crazy.
Wow.
I
on
started
June
it at the
1st?
Hastings Farmers Market 10 years
Oh,
ago,
really?
June 1st.
You guys, I
Wow.
think there's some June 1st celebration that needs to happen because your 2 anniversaries on the same day.
We'll do a collab. Well, we already do dessert collabs. We'll come up with
I
something
think we
else.
do. I'm on your
Yeah.
menu.
Yeah,
You know what? If you guys come up with something fun for that night, we could promote that. I think that'd be
Yeah.
really, the
yeah,
first
I'll
year,
swing by.
10 years for you. And the next night will be the Friday Night Pride and the street will be closed, or you could think of something for that too.
Yeah, that was roughly our opening night, not literally, but basically, and we got our asses kicked, not expecting the type of crowd it was. So we were looking forward to a redo.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right.
Well,
Yeah, and that's
does
another night to be
anybody-
outside then, the
Does
second.
anybody else have any announcements, any business announcements, any events you want us to keep in mind, any questions you want us to take back from the chamber? I've been writing minutes. This recording will be available for people to see afterwards. And there were a few business owners that couldn't make it today because of work commitments that I promised to keep apprised.
I'm sorry I was late. Just are there any other like the Earth Day celebrations? Just so I can relate to Simon. Are there any other days that we can put the tables out front where the street will be closed?
Yeah, so April 23rd, rain
Yep.
date the 30th, and June 2nd, rain date the 9th. It's a Friday night. So the Earth Days are Sunday afternoons, and the June Friday night Pride is June 2nd with the rain date of June 9th. And the street will be closed that night too. And then all the way down the line in October, what I say, the 13th, I have to pull back up.
Oh, that's okay. I'm not yet. And I'm sorry, April 30th, what time? 12 to 4 again?
It's April 23rd. The rain date is the 30th.
Oh, the rain days. Sorry.
12 to 4.
Got it.
And the street will close at 11. You could set up starting at like 11. And on June 2nd, it's 6 to 9. You can start setting up at 5 p.m. And that Friday Night Pride event last night was maybe the most crowded, if you know, or close
was
to it
great.
I've ever seen downtown. So that's a great night to be outdoors.
Yeah.
And those are the 2 outdoor events coming up in the spring where the street's closed. Yeah.
Thank you.
If you have any ideas around Christmas time, I mean, I don't want to do like a Santa-thon necessarily in Hastings, or you know what I mean, but like
Do you
something.
remember when we wanted deer statues? We wanted people to
Yeah, dear
decorate?
Hastings. Let
I
people,
still want
decorate. make their own deer statues. I still like that idea, actually. It would have to be something with River Arts, you know, or something maybe. I don't know, with the Arts Commission.
I would just say equal part patron and bar owner, just as often as you can shut the streets down. I think it's just great when I mean, I don't even think there has to be much of an event, you know, just seeing the kids run around, parents having to
So
go.
you and I feel that way, but many storefronts.
Oh,
in Hastings
sorry,
on
never mind. Never mind.
disagree with us.
Okay, never
Well,
mind.
it's a balancing act, you know, I mean,
Balancing
as
act.
Ellen is
Yeah,
alluding
but
to.
I mean, on a Friday and Saturday night after 6 p.m., how much retail is being done?
Depends if you're the liquor store or not, and, you know, but you're right, some things, that's true to a certain extent.
I can handle the guys across the street from me. I don't know about the other one.
But I'm just saying there are businesses that
I understand. I
and
understand.
parking becomes an issue, and so there's always a lot of factors. Try to balance it and do a few.
Illegal parking becomes an issue.
Even at the end of COVID, when we were closing the streets like every week or two, I mean, you know, for those welcome back nights to the downtown, by the end of them, as COVID was easing, there were even restaurant owners and others that were saying it was too much and they'd rather have the streets open, and it was hurting business because people were canceling reservations because they couldn't park and different things like that. So, you know,
I knew I should have kept my mouth shut. Sorry.
No,
Strike
but I
that
hear
from the
you.
record.
It's really great for some businesses and other businesses, you know, not. So we just have to go, like, on the nights we're doing it, the ones that don't like it take their hit, and on the nights, you know, other nights we just can't do it as much. So, and also, you know, it costs money too. We've had for the village, they pay the police and et cetera to work overtime, close the streets, clear the cars. So it's a little complex, even though it would be super fun if we could do it more. I hear you.
I'll never feel bad for them, the village. That is. Just as fellow
I'm just
business owner.
It's not, you know, I'm just saying what's involved.
All right, well, if we don't have any other announcements, then I just to remind everybody, I put my email address in the chat. I am your board representative for the Chamber of Commerce. If there's anything you can do, any way that you need help, any questions, any dates that you didn't remember from this call, anything at all, you can always email me. It's the time of year where my phone is legitimately always in my hands.
Thank you. And this is the first one I've been on. Anything we can, you know, I want to be a good fellow business owner, a good neighbor. I mean, anything I can do to lend a hand with anybody, let me know.
Cool, I'm coming into a tough season, Dan, so deliver drinks.
Yeah, done.
I could use a gift certificate for the Words on Hudson night if you want to participate.
Done, easy, yeah.
All right, thanks. I don't want to put people on the spot, but I appreciate it. All right, thank you.
Have a good
All right,
day.
Thank you so
Okay,
much.
thanks,
It's lovely
bye.
to see you all.
All right,
Heather,
bye,
I sent you a
everyone. Have a
letter
good day.
earlier, an email earlier, and I'll be in touch later. Okay.
Okay, bye. Thanks, Ellen.
Bye, guys. Take care.
Bye, Dina. Bye.